Bro07, and today I'll be talking about different LEGO Technic wheels that you can use in competitions such as FLL and WRO. Let's get started. And as you guys can see, I have many different types of wheels, and today I'll be sharing the pros and cons with you right now of each wheel and ultimately what you should keep in mind when you're choosing your wheel for your FLL robot. So without further ado, let's begin with the first wheel, which is the motorcycle wheel. So the motorcycle wheel is very tall and thin, and this leads to a very compact robot, and there's some key things where you should keep in mind for your FLL or WRO robot or any robot that you want to build. And I'll be sharing with you those right now. And one is the size of the wheel. So these are very tall and thin, like I stated earlier, and this leads to a very fast wheel because, as you guys can see, the circumference of the wheel is very large, and the larger the circumference of the wheel, the faster it goes, because a bigger wheel will have a larger circumference than a smaller wheel, and this leads to the wheel being faster and robot being faster, because a small robot with these wheels or these wheels will not outspeed these wheels, because these wheels are so much larger, and real life technology and research proves and backs this up as well. So tall, thin wheels are very fast, and as you guys can see, this 75% power is equal to this at 100% power. So that just proves my reasoning, and that is why many competition robots choose to have this, because it makes the robot compact, fast. But there are also cons with this. So as you see here, larger, tall, thin wheel decreases torque, which means accuracy is lost. And as you guys can see, with the motor and the wheel, there's a little bit of deviation, and that is not good when you want a FLL robot. So what this means is that you'll have to have more reliability techniques, and if you haven't already, please watch my ev3lessons.com web videos, which covers all of that already, including many reliability techniques they can use in order to make your FLL or WRO programs even more reliable and accurate. And if you choose this wheel, you need to keep that in mind for your missions, or sometimes they may not work as well compared to others. And this wheel has lots of pros and also a con, and it continues like this for the rest of the wheels as well. So the smaller it gets, or the less tall it gets, or the less circumference it gets, the slower it gets. So this is second speed, third, and it gets slower and slower based on the size as I arranged them right here. And some wheels have, tires, and some don't, as you guys can see. And I'm going to be sharing a little bit more about each one. So this one is a lot wider than this one. This one's very skinny. This one's very wide. And this one is a bigger tire. And this is like the big version of this medium version. And many FL teams use these two, as I stated before, because they have a tire and they're pretty compact as well. For this one's a little bit wider, and they go fairly fast as well. And that's why many FL teams and WRO teams choose this. And these wheels don't have grip, so they can slip on the mats, which I do not recommend, but these are more for like a caster wheel, you might use them, but they're a little bit too big, so these wheels are just more primarily for fun. This one's smooth, this one's bumpy, as you guys can see, and this one is something you might find in like a tractor in a Lego set or something like that. And this wheel is very popular against FL teams, as you guys can see, because it has a tire and because it is like a perfect fit between, compactness and speed, as it is almost in the middle of all of them. And that's why many FL and WRO teams choose this. And this one is like these ones, except it is more smooth, as you guys can see. This one has a tire, and it is very similar in shape and size like this one, but a little bit more thin, and has a better grip, but a smaller circumference of wheel size, which makes it slower than these. And as I stated before, the bigger, the faster, the smaller, the slower. So keep that in mind when you're building a robot. And this one's similar to this one, but smaller. And this one is unique like these ones, with a unique grip, kind of right here. No tire right here either. This one has a tire. It's just smaller than this one. This one's like small version of this medium one right here. Right here we have some more wheels with grip, tires, and these last two are like caster wheels. As you guys can see, these are caster wheels. And what caster wheels are is like it primarily goes in the back of the robot and kind of guides your robot, while the main front wheels are doing most of the moving forward, and this one just kind of glides into alignment like so. And as I stated earlier, you want to keep in mind the shape and size of the wheel, the speed of the wheel, and finally the accuracy of the wheel when you're making an FLL robot. So keep in mind what's best for your team and your missions that you're trying to accomplish. And if you're doing more missions, maybe stick to this side. If you're doing less missions and you want to be as accurate as possible, stick to these ones. And as always, it's been BuilderBro07. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Build on and see you in the next video. Peace out and subscribe.